December 12th, 1908. The first ship in class. It's the largest nuclear submarine ever built. Typhoon is officially in operation. Since its birth, submarine class, Thai Spray has become a steel fist. Raise the position of the Soviet Union. You can delete all 16 with its massive nuclear arsenal, even though it's been likened to a military wonder, but since the breakup of the Soviet Union, submarines of this class are being phased out. Out of payroll, 01 little pity. So what's the real reason? And they have tremendous power in them, as advertised, or is it just a loud, empty barrel? The answer will be military knowledge, the road to history today. In the early 1970s, for a new type of nuclear submarine, can create a counterweight with the American Ohio class, the Soviet Union decided to develop a submarine capable of carrying large quantity intercontinental ballistic missile, independent operation for at least 120 days. That's why the Typhoon class submarine was born. Typhoons are also a class of nuclear submarines, the ultimate strategic thinking of the League, as the Cold War comes to an end. Even, it is also considered a symbol of military power, Moskova for the next 10 years, contrary to what many people think. The new submarines are not owned by the US Navy. The name Typhoon, that they're called 941 Akala schemes, it means shark. The name Typhoon was coined by NATO when they discovered the existence of Akula with a diving shock of up to 48,000 tons. Ear spray. So far, it's still ship class, the largest submarine ever built by man. To see the enormity of the ear spray, then look at the Ohio class of America, the world's third largest nuclear submarine class. There's only 19,000 tons of water when diving. Overall, it's 175 meters long and 23 meters wide. Water shock capacity when floating is 24,500 tons. And to operate it requires a crew of 160 people. The somewhat oversized design of the Thai Spray start from having to carry 20 intercontinental ballistic missiles, 6 geodesic long-range RBA-9 RF the missile itself. The Soviet Union was also significantly larger than the Trident II missiles, deployed on the Ohio submarine. The RBA missile was first seen. I was really surprised by how terrible they were. Extraordinary size of ear spray. It also allows you to have special experiences. For the crew, when operating at a depth of 900 meters below the seafloor like a sauna, swimming pool, and dining room, its main task is usually hidden, under the thick ice in the Arctic. And from there, launch a nuclear attack, destruction of NATO military facilities in minutes. This greatly increases the submarine's ability to survive, avoid detection by the enemy, and counterattack. Of course, to be able to operate in such special conditions is because of the submerged hull structure. The spray ear is made of titanium to help it withstand the pressure of deep diving. Limit damage if VA touch and better insulation. This helps the crew safer to perform the task. At the bottom of the sea, however, the advantages above it causes production costs to rise. The unthinkable number estimated at less than $4 billion based on the current price. Titanium is used to build submarine hulls. It's not easy to process. The amount of material needed is too large. It's the power of submarines. Earphone kernels. It's 20 intercontinental ballistic missiles, launched from a submarine RBA-RAF, and they've just been replaced by missiles by the Russian Navy. RSM-6 Bulava in the last few years. Every missile, RBA-9, can carry 10 nuclear warheads, and each warhead has a yield of more than 100 kilotons. That's 5 times the bomb dropped on Nagasaki. Japan in World War II. You may be shocked to know that with 20 RBA missiles, 9 just need a Thai submarine spray can also sawn flat. A country or a 6th continent becomes flat with a single attack. Meanwhile, your phone can safely enjoy the results. When RBA-9 has a range of more than 8,000 kilometers, even though we don't have to deal with the enemy. But the Typhoon is still equipped with 4 torpedo tubes, 500 BABALE and 2 650mm torpedo tubes for defense, with the ability to deploy cruise missiles, RPK-2 Vyuga. According to the original plan, the Soviet Navy plans to build 7 submarines, but then for many reasons, so there's only 6 ships left. Passage from 1981 to 1989, up to $525 million at the time. The cost of each Delta BA, the strategic submarine that the injector will replace. It's only 150 million groups. In the last years of 10 years, a ripe 80, while the shipbuilding process is still underway. There have been heated arguments. The scale of this project within the United Nations leadership. Although many doctors, the Navy wants to continue the project, but the Navy's own staff. It's like the General Staff says, limit the number of ships to 6. Besides, cost too high, then the critical opinions. It's about the size of the ship, leading to limitations on the ability to anchor at the base. Also, the 9 RBA missiles are too big. It requires specialized equipment to transport and load it into the vessel. In the end, the Czech wins, and the seventh phone was cancelled. While in the process of manufacturing, the first one in this class to be launched was the Dimichi. Doskoi on 1900, 7.8, too high. Cost of ear spray makes less so, must execute a program in parallel, the development of another strategic submarine. Starting in the late 70s, it's called the Delta IV, developed based on the improvement of Delta BA generation instead of a completely new design, like ear spray besides R29. RM, another type of missile, also needs to be developed, because the ripe RBA is too big for the Delta IV. It was officially widely deployed from 1908A, but working on two development programs.
Không để mọi người kịp phản ứng, một tiếng nổ vang lên làm rung chuyển.
Ballistic missiles are mounted on these submarines. It was clear the inefficiency of the United Nations defense industry. The bucket then, everything falls apart under the power of money. After that number dissolves. The Russian Navy has maintained its Thai spray squadron, but then they're demarcated. Since the year 9999 work for the retirement of the ships, in turn it was once considered a wonder of Russian weapons technology. It's simply a lack of money. Russia's new generation of nuclear submarines, it has the same combat capability and the simultaneous maintenance of several types of nuclear submarines. The strategy is becoming over budget of Russia, so despite the objections of the naval officers, NIA still decided to decommission these giant submarines. To date, Moskova has only one submarine left, Dmitry Donskoy. It was commissioned into the Northern Fleet in 1900. 8-1 plant of the Russian Navy. For the future of this submarine, it's not very clear yet. When operating, it's not an easy task. There is information that shows it's going to continue to operate to 2000-0.6 along with Delta-class nuclear submarines. It will then be replaced by the more modern Bory-class nuclear submarines, Total Underground Nuclear Grade Bear. The symbol is B Year 5, designed by the Rubin Institute of Design. The ship is 170 meters long and 13.5 meters wide. Displacement, 2,100 tons. The engines are two nuclear reactors. It has a capacity of 190 megawatts, allowing ships to have a maximum speed of up to 15 knots on the hour when running, and 29 knots when running underground. The rail can dive up to 480 meters deep. Mind, its activity is unlimited because the scope works. Limited only by the food supply, it has a small design. Compact helps the ship reduce noise significantly compared to generations of Russian strategic nuclear submarines before that. This is also a submarine class. The country's first strategy, use of PAMZ jet propulsion pump system instead of using propellers like the submarines before Kia, although the Americans used the engine PAMZ on nuclear submarines. Luxury Wolf from the years a ripe 90 PAMjet jet-filled motor. For performance use, higher low resistance, especially when operating at high-speed compact size and ships can move in shallow water. One of its striking advantages is that there's a small noise, helps the ship reduce the sound signal when moving. This reduces the detection of the machine, sound of enemy ships. The Bory submarine sonar system is also newly designed, absolutely allowed by finding enemy warships at a longer distance of the U.S. Navy's Virginia-class submarines, is 50%. This system is a complex of digital devices, provide communication features, acquisition and by target finding and a variety of other auxiliary functions. However, very not completely affected. By design from the West, but it still uses double hulls on most of the hull, while the submarines of the West, there's only a single hull, the main weapon of the ship. This submarine is 16 RS-6 intercontinental ballistic missiles, rubber. This is a 3-stage solid fuel rocket and a range of up to 8,000 kilometers. Its warhead is a directional type. It can carry up to 6 warheads. The yield of each warhead is 150 kilotons. The use of warheads. That would make missiles launched from submarines many times more dangerous compared to land-based missiles because of the ships. Nuclear submarines constantly change launch position. Do that, it's going to be very difficult to build defenses. Missile, in addition to Balava ballistic missiles, the Bory submarine, it's also equipped with Karlip cruise missiles, and types of torpedoes. Bory's anti-submarine warfare capabilities are impressive. It can fire torpedoes. Anti-ship missile RPK-2 Piyuga, they can destroy submarines.
Enemy surface ship at a distance of 4-5 kilometers at a speed of about 1,100 kilometers per hour aboard a submarine. It's the only one that can launch all its missiles. In a minute, unleash the power, destroy 640 times more. The atomic bomb that the United States dropped on Hiroshima with a range of up to 8,000 kilometers. That means a submarine docked in Russia's White Sea. It can destroy any target in the United States, except for the Hawaiian Islands. It makes this water chilled. The first Barry-class submarine was the Jury, Dogorogby. It began to be closed in the year 9, but due to the post-Soviet economic crisis, it's not until year 214. This one just went into service.
Không để mọi người kịp phản ứng, một tiếng nổ vang lên làm rung
into use is almost 25. The ship's design had to be changed several times. There are the first 3 Borai, including Yuri Dongoruki, Alexanevsky, Vladimir Monomak, and the last 5 of the Boria class are the Boria class. It's also combined with some design features borrowed from the US and other NATO submarines. On May 2nd, year number 18. The submarine Yuri Dongoruki, in just 15 seconds, has carried out a continuous launch of 4 Bulava missiles from the White Sea in northwestern Russia to the target at the school Shut Kura on the Kamchat Peninsula CA in the Far East with distances up to over 6,000 kilometers. What a surprise when all the missiles hit the target. Successful test launch also confirmed the combat readiness of the Barry submarine and the Belava ballistic missile system. With a total of 8 nuclear submarines, this class is in operation. It's expected to have a total of 10 in service by the end of this decade. Then Moskva definitely in my hand. It's one of the nuclear deterrent tools. Effectively, they are expected to become the ace, the key to Russia's strategic nuclear forces. So the fate of the world's nuclear submarine Wonder Ear spray can blow all six places. It seems to have been decided. Even so, let's try to predict the Russian Navy in the future. There's a revival of this class of submarines when American aerial power and China's land power are becoming more and more superior. Please share down to the bottom to the same table. Talk to people. Don't forget to press the sign up button and notification bell to catch the video the latest from Knowledge.